You want to know the number one biggest cause for writer's block? Well, we're going to be talking about it in today's video. Welcome to another Motivation Monday, where we will be talking about how to beat writer's block when you're stuck and you don't know where to take your story. In my opinion, this is the number one cause for any writer's block. For some reason, you just can't figure out what to do next. Or you figure out whatever you had plotted sucks. And now you don't know what to do because everything that you worked on is now out the window. What do you do? Okay, few quick breaths. We're gonna get through this together, don't worry. I'm gonna be sharing 5 different tips on how to get through this. The first one you're gonna hate me for, but just do it. Bite the bullet, do it. Do a full read of your current work in progress. You're gonna figure out that something is missing. You might not know what that something is, but it's going to give you the insight to figure out eventually what that something missing is. Until you identify it, you can't fix it. My second tip is, as you are doing this, compare your novel to a beat sheet. So if you are doing a romance story, as you get through each of the beats, write down what it was and when it occurred. Sometimes the timing is off, and that's why something doesn't feel right. Sometimes you just skipped a few beats, and all of a sudden you're gonna have this aha, I need to add XYZ. This is maybe one of the reasons this isn't working out for me. Whatever the case may be, just realize that by comparing it to a beat sheet, you're either going to see what isn't going right, you're going to tell if something has bad timing, or you're going to get that validation that you are on the right track. And it's something else that's missing. My third thing is to sit down and Mindstorm creative solutions. You might not have that specific answer yet, but if you Mindstorm, how can I make XYZ more exciting? Or how can I develop this character further? Or how can I rework my novel so it doesn't have this big plot hole that is keeping me stuck? Now, if this is your first time hearing the terms beat sheet and Mindstorm, I'm gonna link 2 videos down in the comments below. One of which is like exactly how I do a beat sheet, and the other one is how I do Mindstorming, which is like a really creative way to do a brainstorming session with just one person, and that one person is you. My fourth thing is, if you're sitting there and you're like, okay, everything looks good, I can't figure out what's missing, but I still don't know where to continue. What should I do next? I want you to look at what are the worst things that could happen to your character. List 5 of them. Say, okay, if this happened to my character, and hey, death doesn't count. I'm not saying take that completely out of the equation, but when you list 5 things and you're like, oh, well, she could die, that's an easy given. Don't use that one. Use 5 things that would really, really suck for your character if he or she encountered that issue right then. I'll give you a personal example. I'm in the middle of plotting right now, and I've been struggling with a really creative midpoint. Something to have this awesome midpoint twist, something to keep it escalated. And my midpoints were good. Some were great. Most were good. And I just couldn't figure out on one specific person how to really get the tension and feeling that I wanted to give my readers for that specific scene. And I had raised the stakes to a point where if I added anything else, it just felt goofy. And I wasn't sure what else to happen. And so I had a curveball. I listed 5 things that would be the worst things that could possibly happen to him. And of those 5 things, I took my favorite thing and I threw it right in the middle of everything else, right? And this one curveball gave this really awesome dynamic, and it gave the emotion, at least for me, that I wanted my readers to feel. And once I had done that, I was like, like I'm so happy that this happened the way it happened, because I was really stuck, and there was nothing else that really felt like I could have done to feel unstuck in that particular moment. And next, I'm going to be talking about chronological order. So I kind of talked about it in my last Motivation Monday, where I was like, hey, you don't have to write in chronological order. But if you're stuck and you like to write in chronological order, stop. Skip a few chapters ahead. If you can visualize a scene very well that happens later on that you have not been able to write, go write it. And as soon as you get that scene down, even if it's like 800 words, just write that one scene and then come back. Sometimes just getting those creative juices going, sometimes just starting and getting that creativity going is the hardest part to writing. So if you have something visually stimulating in your mind that you can get that out and then come back and do the hard stuff. Now, hallelujah, we just got through my shortest video ever. And the reason it was so short is because there's not much else I can do to help you with a specific thing. I can give you steps, but I challenge you to stop watching, put everything away, and start with rereading your manuscript. I know it's not fun. I know it isn't easy, but if you truly feel like you're stuck because of a plot reason or because you just can't move forward, the best thing to do is to reflect and see what you can do better. I really hope these tips helped you. If this is your first time seeing my channel, hello, I am Zoe Marley. Welcome. Next Thursday, I will have a video out on tips and techniques on how to improve your storytelling. And if you're interested in little fun things like these Motivation Mondays or Thursday techniques for storytelling, come check out my channel. Hit subscribe, ring the bell. I hope to see you soon. Bye!